Hello, welcome to Boss Moves. I'm going to start signing on early because there's some latency issues between when I record and when it hits the sites, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So I'm working on figuring out how to fix that. I need help. I need an assistant or something like that. Um, but I just want to check go onto LinkedIn here on my phone and see that it's operating and that I have audio. So on Tuesday, when I recorded, I didn't have audio either, which was very, very obnoxious. Got a notification. It says I'm live. Operating and that I have audio. Okay. So on Tuesday, when I recorded, so there we go. You should be able to hear me according to my cell phone. That's good. We got about 5 more minutes. So if you don't want to be on now and you want to sign back in about 5 minutes, that's when we will be starting. Meanwhile, I do have an announcement I'm going to share, which I closed on my screen. So the announcement, we got exciting news. We're hiring. The business is growing. So I want you to consider, or if you know someone, they should consider joining our upstart firm and growing with us. We are hiring a sales development representative at GS Woods Financial Solutions, LLC. What we offer is commission only, uncapped earnings potential based on your performance, 1099 contractor, so you're working as an independent contractor, remote work, which gives you flexibility to work from anywhere. You may have to visit client offices if necessary. Competitive compensation, so you have the potential to earn $86,940 and more. Again, it's based on your performance. So if you keep going, we're not going to stop you. Sell, sell, sell. And then there's management and growth opportunities. So we are building a sales team. So we're going to need a sales manager. And as the business grows, the manager and the sales team will grow with us. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to join our innovative team at GS Woods Financial Solutions, LLC. We specialize in business value and wealth management, helping business owners create, manage, grow, protect, access, and transfer their business value using our evergreen value management system. Our mission is to provide strategic management of business value and risk to support personal financial goals. The objective is to identify owners of Main Street and lower middle market businesses who need business valuation and value growth consulting, and to win engagements that help these businesses increase their value for retirement planning, estate planning, and exit planning purposes. Your key responsibility is to help the team develop sales strategies, collaborate with the team, and create and implement effective sales strategies, lead generation, identify and qualify potential leads through various channels, capitalize on sales opportunities with leads provided. So I will be providing you leads as well. Manage and update client data in the CRM system. Customer engagement, build and maintain relationships with prospective clients. Sales presentations, prepare and deliver compelling sales presentations to potential customers. Market research, conduct market research to identify new opportunities and stay updated on industry trends. And then feedback loop, provide feedback to the product and marketing teams to improve our offerings. Qualifications, experience, skills, and education. Experience, previous experience in sales, especially B2B sales, or a related field is a plus. It's preferred but not required. We're looking for 2 years plus, maybe even 10 years plus if we're looking at management unless we see that maybe you might be a good choice while we're working with you. Education, a bachelor's degree is a plus, and business, marketing, or related field. Communications is also a related field. If you do not have a bachelor's degree, then we're really leaning in on the experience. Strong communications and interpersonal skills, ability to work independently because you are running your own as a salesperson, and then as a part of a team because we are working together to build our marketing and sales strategy. And then have a proactive attitude because sales is not easy. Instructions: you can apply now. You can submit your resume and cover letter by email. You can find my email address. I'm going to add a link to my website in the comments. And my current email address, actually, I can comment here, can't I? Let me. I'm going to give you my email address. All right, there's my email address. It looks like I did it right, right there. And then the website is gswwealth.com. So Graham at gswwealth.com is my email. The website is www.gswwealth.com. So you can find a job description on my website, and you can email me your resume and cover letter. And we are looking at all applications, and we're hiring now. So get it in quick. We're hiring for 3 or 4 positions right now. So we're looking for 3 or 4 great salespeople. We're also thrilled to announce that we will soon be hiring for a new executive administrative assistant role earlier in the late in the spring. This position is perfect for someone who's highly organized, detail-oriented, and ready to provide top-notch support to the executive team. But that's not all. As our company continues to grow, there will be fantastic opportunities for advancement. We're looking for someone who's not only ready to take on administrative duties, but also eager to step into managerial responsibilities down the line. Stay tuned for more details. So we're not hiring for that yet, but if you know someone who's looking, you can always submit your information so I can consider you early. That would save me a lot of trouble of having to search. But we're not ready yet for you. Stay tuned for more details and get ready to join a dynamic and forward-thinking team. One of the things that this executive administrative assistant would be doing is helping me fix my live stream to make sure that we reduce the latency and that I'm recording properly and that I'm following a regular schedule and plan, so this runs a little bit more smoothly. So let me close that, and we're going to get on to this show. Welcome to Boss Moves. Thank you everyone for signing in. And I want to this week this Boss Moves was about what to do in case of a loved one who passes away and they owned a business. I ran the business version on Tuesday, and then today is supposed to be for just personal financial planning version that they don't necessarily own a business. Unfortunately, there was a glitch on the video on Tuesday, so there was no audio for about the whole 30 to 40-minute video. So I had to delete that. So I'm going to do that video. They're both the same format. I'm not going to change anything, so it's not really that big of a deal. What we're going to do is there's going to be 3 sections. We're going to cover estate planning. So what you need to do to a checklist. So this whole video is just basically a big checklist of what to do, and what to look for and what should be in place. So we're going to do the estate planning checklist. Then we're going to do what to do in case a loved one passes away. And then we're going to talk about what to do if that loved one owned a business. And one of the reasons that I'm doing this for, especially for the business owners, and it's, is the same reason that I got into this part of the business consulting for business owners, wealth management and consulting for business owners. It's because I had a client who their spouse had a business. They were a sole proprietor and they passed away. And they didn't have a plan in place for what to do with the business. The business, it was a great business. They were profitable. They had contracts in place, making tons of money left and right. They had employees, they had assets, but because there was no plan in place, the whole business had to be liquidated. There was no business continuation plan. We didn't have anyone to replace that owner as the chief executive. So that whole piece of family wealth that person that was left to the spouse uh, was lost. And that's what got me into this business. I said, there has to be something more that we could be doing to support their. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to, how many clients I've had that have these side businesses as um, self-employed contractors, independent contractors, sole proprietors, even formal businesses that they've organized. They say, "Hey, yeah, I work at such and such job. I work for Comcast, but then I also have this LLC that I also make a nice little bit of money off of, uh, but I don't have any plans for that, and none of my advisors are telling me what to do with that." So that's the reason that I'm getting into this. This is a topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but I'm gonna help you think about it right now. And if you are in this situation, uh, don't worry, we're going to help. There are people out there to help you to alleviate some of the stress involved. So I'm not going to hide anything. I'm just going to put this right up here so that if you guys want to come back to this, the video will be forever on the sites, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and you'll be able to go and take notes and put this stuff together. This sheet estate planning checklist is a freebie that I used to give out when I was a notary public. So I figured, you know what? Why not give it out as a freebie right now? And I can't tell you if I'm going to be doing this type of presentation uh, much or often. So I want to leave this, and then occasionally I'll repost it to keep it fresh in people's minds. So the estate planning checklist, real quick. Um, so some things that you should be putting in place if you want to leave money, or if you have concerns about your burial, or how you want your assets, your car, your home to be managed. If you when you pass away, I always say when, because we're all gonna pass away at some point. Then you should be working on your estate plan. And that's one of the most important parts of financial planning that we encourage everybody to do. And if you sit with me, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, do you have an attorney? And then I'm going to suggest that you reach out. If you don't have an attorney, find one and reach out to them and start working on putting together the documents of your estate plan. I discovered when I moved 2 years ago from Pennsylvania. Now I'm in Maryland. It was right about the time that it was 5 years since we had done an estate plan, my wife and I. And so we needed to update it. And we reached out and we discovered, hey, you know what? We need to hire a different attorney that's licensed in Maryland, because the rules for the estate planning documents in Maryland are different from the rules in Pennsylvania. In fact, there some parts are so different that it was like she was speaking a foreign language to me when she was explaining what we need to do with our estate plan. So I basically put almost the same plan in place, except we changed the language a little bit, had to do a few different things. And then I had a daughter that was, she's 11 months. She had to be added. So that was a big change to this plan. So the first thing you want are the major documents: your will, financial power of attorney, advance directives, including your living will or medical power of attorney. And if you're going to put together a trust, if you have a complex estate plan, you might want to put together some trust. And those are the main important documents that you need to put together. And you need an attorney. I know there's these inexpensive options online, and if push comes to shove and you just got to get something documented, those are good because you don't want to leave it intestate. But you should, if as soon as you can, hire an attorney and put together a complete package. Okay. And if you need an attorney, I have uh, two great attorneys I've worked with in Pennsylvania. I've worked with one in Central PA, and it's a great firm. We're very pleased with her work. So, and then I have one in Maryland, Southern Maryland, and we're very pleased with their work. So I can refer those attorneys, and then I have a few other connections of attorneys in the Philadelphia area. Unfortunately, I'm new to Maryland, so I can't say that I have as many connections in Baltimore. Financial, you're going to deal with survivor financial needs. When someone passes away, if both of you have income, then you're going to lose that portion of your family income, and so you need to plan what your family is going to do without you and without that income. Beneficiary review. So every time, every you should do this regularly. Review the beneficiaries and your life insurance policies, your retirement plans, and to make sure everything is set. Uh, because along with your will, part of your estate plan is written within your different financial accounts: life insurance, retirement accounts, bank accounts, investment accounts. So you need to do a beneficiary review. Financial advisors can help you with that. Estate tax and liquidity planning. So your financial advisors will talk to you about what will happen uh, to your estate if you pass away. There's a whole process that you need to go through, and then everybody's going to be in your pocket. So the federal government wants money, the state wants money, the local governments want money. Everybody wants money. Your attorney wants money. Your executor or executrix want money. So there's some planning that you need to have in place for liquidity planning. If you have large fixed assets like a home that have a mortgage and the mortgage is not assumable, then that has to be paid off before the property can be fully transferred to a new owner. Otherwise, you're going to have to sell that property in a fire sale. So there's some planning that needs to be done if you want to protect these assets and protect the family wealth. Business continuity planning, charitable giving. If you have someone that group that you want to give to, and you want to make sure they get some of your estate, now is the time, while you're thinking about it, to work on that part of your plan. And then you can fund the plan through life insurance or through other financial resources. So you can sit down with your financial planner, financial advisor, and they will go through all your assets and liabilities and help come up with a plan about how this is going to be financed. And there's some inexpensive ways of doing this. So you don't have to, even if you say, hey, I don't have anything to leave anybody now, well, we can help you fund your estate. Implementation. So you want to leave a letter with instructions if you want to make sure that everybody fully understands how you want things to work, or even if you have a complex estate. So my personal estate is a little complex because I have this business that is a wealth management firm, and so I have licenses involved, securities licensing, insurance licensing, and then I also have clients that are involved, and I have vendors that are involved that my wife would have to come in and figure out what to do. So I leave, along with the business continuation, business continuity plan, a letter of instructions on how she should do this, what she should do first. And then even in within the will and the trust, because I am a financial advisor, I was able to put in uh, more specific instructions about how to handle the funds in the estate. But then that requires some additional explanation because my spouse doesn't speak my lingo. She's a doctor. She's not a financial advisor. Are there key people that should be aware of the plan and the locations of the documents? So, executor, executrix, if you have children, then who's going to be taking care of them? All these people, your spouse, should know where these documents are. And then also, you want to build an inventory of assets, liabilities, insurance, passwords, and any relevant information. Keep it in digital format and in paper format for redundancy, and then keep that all together. So we keep it all together in a location that the people know where to look. All right, between now and then. So between now, you're healthy, you're living, and then when you pass away. See, I said if again. You want to work on your financial plan, work on cash flow management and budgeting. So you got to have some discipline in your cash flow and budget if you want to actually, if you want your plans to succeed. You need to do some insurance and risk management planning. So that people don't like boring. It's insurance is boring, risk management is boring, but it's very interesting when you pass away and none of this stuff is in place. You don't want your family to have to go and do a GoFundMe and ask people for money just to pay for your funeral, that's something that's simple that can be funded that we can do now. Insurance and risk management planning, tax planning, investment planning, retirement planning, and then lifetime gifts and transfers. So there's ways to transfer funds, try to minimize the estate tax when you pass away. You could start doing now. Take advantage of some exemptions, transferring to your spouse, transferring to your children, your grandchildren. So there's different strategies that we can use to make that work. So that is a checklist. It's not all encompassing. I'm sure the attorneys or the CPAs will come in and say, "Hey, Graham, you left this stuff out." Well, that's because I'm not an attorney and I'm not a CPA. So, um, if you have things that should be in there that I've left out, feel free to chime in, leave a comment or email me, and then I will update it, update that list. All right. If anyone wants a copy of this list, feel free to reach out. I'll send you a copy. Again, it's a freebie, so it's no problem for me. So, first of all, if you're in this following situation where a loved one has passed away recently, uh, please accept my condolences. I don't truly, I can't say I understand fully what you're going through, but I have experienced loss in my own life. So I don't want this to sound flippant or anything like that. Please feel free to use this list. And if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, and we can talk about it. So the first thing you should do is actually, this list isn't in any particular order. So some things might be down the list, but you should be doing early. Some of your advisors, if you talk to them, they will pull it up the list for you to work on that. First, call your attorney. There may be some legal issues that you need to deal with right away. Get a legal pronouncement of death. So if your loved one passed away at the hospital, the staff at the hospital will be able to put that together. If they passed away at home or somewhere else, you can call 911 and get the ambulance to take them to the emergency room where there can be a legal pronouncement of death, and then they can be taken to a funeral home. And then if they are in hospice, and the hospice can be at home or at a different location, the hospice nurse can also make that pronouncement. You need the pronouncement in order to get a death certificate. And you need the death certificate in order to manage all of your loved ones' finances and assets down the line. So now you need to get a death certificate, and you need to make up to 10 copies of that, because you're going to be passing that out to the bank, to access bank accounts, to the financial advisor, access investment accounts, and so on. Next, you're going to want to find the estate documents. So to review the will, identify who the executor or executrix is, identify the trust documents if there's a trust, and then prepare for estate administration and probate. So find these documents and then go back to your attorney and say, hey, this is the estate plan. Help me work through this. And the attorney will help you. Sometimes it's in the estate plan that the attorney that wrote that plan might be available to, because they understand exactly what was in there, and they have the notes in their files. Notify family and friends, neighbors, coworkers. Remember, don't forget places like the church or synagogue or mosque, or church groups that maybe have an interest in your loved one. And you want to do that because you want to control how information goes out. You want to make sure people aren't finding out while they're on the road, especially people that were close to this person while they're driving down I-95. That's not the best news to hand to someone. So you want to learn about and then review any existing funeral and burial plans, and then complete the arrangements. So there may be existing plans. It might be with the estate documents, or you'd have to check the deceased if they have other papers. There may be a letter of instructions with the estate plan or within their papers. I try to keep everything all these things in one place, because my wife doesn't want to go through all of my papers. I have reams and boxes and boxes and boxes, banker's boxes full of paperwork. Secure their property, all their assets. Make sure you get the keys. Make sure you lock doors. Make sure you get access to their accounts. Provide for the care of pets. Say that's something that should be early on. When you're notifying friends and family, you don't want the pets to be left alone to fend for themselves. You're going to want to forward any mail. So go to the post office and work on mail forwarding, and make a list of bills and cancel all subscriptions. So no need to pay Netflix continuously if no one's using it. You want to close or memorialize any social media accounts, close the email accounts. You'll want to go through their email. There may have the letter of instruction, and they may also have some other information that you'll need. So I would hold off on closing the email until you're finished with the estate administration. Contact the Social Security Administration. You're going to let them know. Contact the 3 credit bureaus because you don't want your loved one's identity stolen. Unfortunately, there's people out there that are looking for this to them as an opportunity to steal someone's identity. Review and cancel their health insurance. Cancel their or contact their pension company. So there may be death benefits tied to the pension, or depending on how the pension was arranged, there may be they may need to change how payout goes. If it's a fixed term, they may need to continue paying it, but paying it to you or however the estate, the beneficiary listed in the pension is listed. Notify the life insurance company and file a claim. So your insurance agent, your financial advisor will be able to help you with that. Notify long-term care insurance company if they exist. Sometimes long-term care, especially the hybrid or the alternative long-term care policies, have a death benefit. So you want to contact them. Contact the Department of Veterans Affairs. There may be some veterans benefits available. I know there's a burial benefit. Complete an unclaimed property search. So I didn't even think about this until I started preparing this video. And then also track down any other assets. So this is where you're going to want to go into their email. So if we have a camper and it's in storage in Pennsylvania, but my family doesn't know where this camper is. The only way for them to find out, because I forgot to put it into my letter of instructions and inventory, is to go through my email and look for any types of bills or anything like that. And they'll see, oh yeah, there's a storage facility. Let's go see what's there. Okay. So track down any other assets. Look at, I didn't think about this either, frequent flyer and buyer points, gift cards, and anything else like that. Those things are considered cash, especially even to the companies. So one, don't leave that stuff out there in life because the companies, they love that. They get to keep the cash. You can go and use that. Make sure you use that. And then two, if you lose a loved one, this is one of the things that you'll need to do is get access to those accounts and see if they can be transferred to your name. Contact your CPA or tax preparer. There's going to be state tax returns and then other tax advisory stuff. That might be a person, again, I said this is out of order. That might be a person that you want to call earlier when you call your attorney, call your CPA, call your financial advisor, so that they can help you organize and process this. Update your own estate plan. So there's changes, and then you want to make sure that everything is fixed so that it's working properly. Contact your financial advisor. Again, that's something that should have happened earlier, especially if you're already talking to the life insurance company and filing a claim. They can help you with that. Banks and other financial institutions. So you're going to need death certificate to hand to those institutions. They're not going to talk to you if they don't have proof that you are allowed to access that information. So as a financial planner, financial advisor, I want to see proof because I can't just pass out that information. Close and update credit cards, cancel a driver's license, retitle assets. So you may have joint assets that you want to retitle. And that stuff, that's important to get done sooner than later, because you don't want to 5 years down the line need to move an asset and then you can't do it because it has to be retitled, and now you have to go through the hassle doing that. You might want to do that within the next year or so, so that that gets done and you don't have to worry about it. And then update voter registration. Um, that's not something a lot of people think about. Um, I didn't realize that for a while that you had to cancel your voter registration when you move until the past couple of years. You're going to get, if you don't do it, you're going to get a whole bunch of people emailing you, mailing you, and calling you, talking to you about your voter registration. And you don't need those people in your life. Um, just go onto your state website and cancel that voter registration, and that's done. All right, here's 3 things of what not to do. Don't make big decisions that you're not required to make. So this is a stressful time. Uh, I know you're if you can no longer afford the house you're in, you're gonna need to start thinking about moving, buying a new house, or going in an apartment. But those are huge decisions that don't have to be made today. They can be planned out and thought about down the line. Don't make major purchases. So if your loved one had an estate and they had life insurance and they provided funds, you want to slow down, work on your budget and cash flow management, look at the plan, make sure that everything is accounted for and paid for before you go out and spend all that money. You don't want to get yourself in a jam. And with that, don't be quick to give away money or stuff. You give away stuff, you might find that a family member was expecting that, and now there's a dispute with the family about something that you gave away, and you don't need that. So just work the estate plan. You did it if you have one in place. You guys did a lot of work to put that in place. To resolve any potential issues with who gets what and how much. So just work the plan, and that will alleviate some stress, and you don't have to get angry with people. So we're going to come into the last section, and again, I put this list up here so that you guys can come back to it anytime you want. This is a freebie. And if your loved one owned a business, you want to secure access to all assets and finances. So you want to make sure that you go in and get a hold of everything. Talk to the accountant if they have an accountant. I have a third party, an outside accountant, and they often have a lot of information about the finances of that business. So CPAs, so those people you're going to want to talk to. Just like before, contact your attorney. This may be the same attorney, or this may be the business attorney that your loved one has been working with for their company. And you have some complex issues dealing with possibly compliance matters. So my company, I have insurance, licensing, and securities licensing. So if my wife comes and takes over the company, there's some things that she can do, and there's many things that she cannot do because she's not licensed for this. So the attorney will help her deal with compliance matters. And then I've also left instructions on how to handle these things, because it'll help clear up some of the legal questions and some of the concerns. Look at the trust. There may be matters with the trust if your loved one left the business in a trust. And then the attorney can help you with the legal portion of the transfer of business interests. Um, so if they have a buy-sell agreement, you're going to transfer the business to the other partners, or to the employees, or if you're going to transfer the business to family, their children, or spouse, um, and retitling of the business, those types of things. You're going to notify key stakeholders as needed and as appropriate. So um, I say that, emphasize that, because you don't want the business to go into distress because people realize that the owner passed away. If especially like clients, if they depend on that owner specifically and they don't want to work with anyone else, you could lose clients that way. Or vendors, if some of the credit to the business is dependent on the credit of the owner, then the vendors might start getting antsy. You might start losing vendors. So first, you want to work with your attorneys and your financial advisors to come up with a plan for this business. And then some of the stakeholders, you want to hold off and notify them as needed and appropriate. Executives, you're going to want to talk to them right away. So because the accountant, the CFO of the firm is going to look at you like you're crazy if you go in and start barking orders and they don't know what happened. All right. So stakeholders, other owners, partners, executives, employees, clients, and even sometimes the community. Their organization may be a part of some of the aspects of the community. And then you're going to activate your business continuation plan and your business succession plans. All right. So my plan I have combined into a single document, and I have that document placed with my estate planning documents. And it has specific instructions about how to go about different aspects of the business, who to contact, who to connect to, my vendors. So one of my third party asset managers is Asset Mark. So I have contact information for Asset Mark in there, and instructions on what they need to do and how they need to talk to Asset Mark, and then what to do with the assets of the business, how it should be transferred, what my goals are. So this is almost like the letter of instructions that you leave with your estate plan, but what my goals are, what vision do I have for this business, for the family. And then you're going to want to look at, when you have all this stuff in place, before you make any business transfer decisions, you're going to want to, wait a second, I'm looking for something. Oh, it's in here. I'm already sharing this page. You're going to want to take a look at the business. You want to get a valuation, and then you're going to want to look at the operations and the qualitative value factors of the business. For several reasons. One, because if you're gonna transfer the business, it's a good idea to have an understanding of what you're transferring, so you don't leave funds on the table if you're selling the business. Two, this is something that your loved one, when they were there, should have done in order to make sure that they're transferring an asset of value to their family. So we're going to look at a valuation, which will be a comparable valuation, which will compare your company to companies in your industry of the same size and come up with a valuation based on revenue. It's just a benchmark valuation. And then we'll look at these different 8 drivers of value: financial performance, monopoly control, your position in the market, Switzerland structure, your dependency on employees, your dependency on vendors, your dependency on a single customer. If you have a customer that's taking up 10% or more of your business, then that's someone that you're going to want to talk to sooner than later, because you can't have them fleeing. That would wreck the business. The valuation teeter totter is another way of talking about cash flow and cash management. So you want to make sure what is happening in this business and that there's plenty of cash in place to keep it running. Recurring revenue. This is looking at the future growth prospects of the company, along with growth potential in terms of whether or not there's opportunities for this company to expand further. So if you're going to be selling this company, these are things you're going to be telling the buyer, hey, you know what, this company is good for you because this will fit in your organization because there's growth potential there. Customer score, your satisfaction, customer satisfaction, and then hub and spoke, the dependency of the business on the owner. So the client whose spouse had passed away was running a sole proprietorship and was the only manager there. The business, his hub and spoke, wasn't in a good position because as soon as he wasn't there, the business fell apart. These are things that you need to do. You need to look at, and then also maybe an internal due diligence that will help you prepare the business either for transfer out to sell to somebody or to transfer within to your family, to keep as a spouse or to your children. It'll help you get an idea of the true value of the business and how much you should be selling it for if you're selling it. Give you an idea of where the risks are in the business and what you need to do to shore up those risks. And that is something that we could talk about together. So I can be a consultant to help you manage and increase the value of their business to maximize net proceeds from the transfer, and to make sure if you're doing this before as a part of your estate and exit planning, to make sure you're transferring something of value to your family. So this is an interesting little tidbit of information. They discovered, after analyzing more than 55,000 businesses, that companies with a value builder score of 90 or above out of a possible 100 are receiving offers that represent a multiple of pre-tax profit, which is twice that of the average scoring business. So you'll see if you go through and get a value builder score through me, we'll give you the average in your industry, and then companies that are scoring 90 plus are also more than twice as likely to have received a written acquisition offer in the last 12 months compared to the average scoring business. So 90 plus, getting double the value, getting more offers. You have yourself a valuable business, and a valuable business means, to an acquirer, means it's a profitable business. So I'm going to give you this QR code if you want to get a score, or if you want your loved one to get a score on the business. If you look in the top right corner of the screen, it should be there. If you guys have any other questions about what to do in the case that a loved one passes away and they owned a business, or even if they didn't own a business but a loved one passed away, feel free to reach out, set up a free initial consultation, and we can talk about some of your options. I encourage you to share this video with everybody If your loved one does not have a life insurance policy and a will and estate documents in place, those are the most important parts of this that they should put together right now. So give them a call right now. Say, hey, Graham said that you need to get this done. If you love your family and you want to protect your family, you need to do these things. Have these things in place. Thank you, everyone, for signing in for Boss Moves, and we will have more information talking about wealth management and business planning, business value management next week, next Tuesday. Tuesdays are our business days, and Thursdays are our wealth management days. So we're going to be looking at different aspects of risk management, and this we might continue on with some more case studies and talking about these 8 drivers of value and how they impact the value of your business.